Lesson 32, Confidence Interval Estimation for One Population Proportion. Example 2. USA Today reported that 48.9% of 501 adults polled thought that gambling on college sports should be made illegal nationwide. When we're told that 48.9% thought that gambling on college sports should be made illegal nationwide, we were given the sample proportion, p hat. Thus, p hat equals 0.489 decimal. And this percentage was of 501 adults polled. This gives us the sample size n, which equals 501. This is a sufficiently large sample. Now that we have our sample results, use the results published in USA Today to estimate the percentage of all adults that think gambling on college sports should be made illegal nationwide. So in this example, we want to estimate. Statistically, we estimate values using our confidence interval techniques. And since no confidence level was specified, we will use the customary 95% confidence. Now here we want to estimate the percentage of all adults that think that gambling on college sports should be made illegal nationwide. The percentage is just a form of a proportion. And this is a percentage of all adults, so this involves just one population. So, in this example, we'll be constructing a confidence interval estimation for one population proportion. So we'll use the following as a guide to help us in the construction of our confidence interval estimate. Starting with specifying 1 minus alpha, the confidence level, we'll be using the customary 0.95. Next, 1 prop zint is the command on the TI-84 calculator that we use to construct our confidence interval. The required input in the 1 prop zint command is the data value x and the sample size n. Well, in this problem, we were given the sample size, n equals 501, but we were not given the resulting data value, x. Instead, we were given the sample proportion, p hat, of 0.489. Well, the calculation of the sample proportion p hat is found by taking x, the data value, and dividing by n, the sample size. So we know the value of p hat, and we know the value of the sample size n, so we can solve for the unknown x that's required for input in the TI-84 calculator. We do this by doing the inverse of dividing by n and multiplying by n. And what we do to one side of the equation, we do to the other to keep everything equal. The multiplying by n, dividing by n, divides out, and we are left with x equaling the n times the p hat. So we take our n of 501, multiply it by the p hat, 0.489, and it equals 244.989. But x is a frequency or a count, and as such, it has to be discrete, a whole number only. So the 244.989 is just an approximation. That's due to the sample proportion p hat was rounded off, so it introduced some round-off error in this calculation. So we need to round off the x to the nearest whole number. In this case, 245. So now we have our values, x equals 245, n equals 501. So now we can take the TI-84 calculator, press stat to do statistics, arrow over to the test menu, that's where the confidence interval hypothesis test commands are found, arrow down until the cursor is next to 1 prop zint. Press enter to select, and then input the value for x. X equals 245, enter. N equals 501, enter. The confidence level is the customary 0.95 for 95%, enter. And with the cursor blinking on calculate, we press enter to calculate our confidence interval. And under the 1 prop zint command, in parentheses, separated by commas, we have our confidence interval. The first number is the lower limit L, and the second number is the upper limit U. Here we ask to estimate the percentage, so we're going to convert these decimal answers to percentage, and then rounding off to the nearest tenth of a percent, we find that we have 44.5% less than p less than 53.3%. This gives our symbolic form of the confidence interval. Now that we've expressed our confidence interval symbolically, we can now express our confidence interval verbally. Using the results published in USA Today, it is estimated that between 44.5% and 53.3% of all adults think that gambling on college sports should be made illegal nationwide. Since 50% is contained within this interval, we can conclude that the public's opinion on this issue is quite divided.